All right. Hi, guys. Good to see you guys again on this Sunday night. All right. So let's see who is with me tonight. All right. Uh, Okay. Can you guys hear me? Please let me know if you can't hear me. All right, so today we are going to review some trades that we have been taken on last week. And also there are some potential trades to be taken on this coming week. All right, so make sure that you stay until the end of this live session. Okay. All right, so there's still another 2 more minutes to go. Okay, all right, so let us see who is with us. All right, Tony. Yeah, Tony, very punctual every day. Every week, sorry, every week. And also Sachit. Yes, Andy. Yeah, so for your information, every week on the same time and the same day, which is every Sunday, we are going to do a very quick and short market review, something like market review and a market outlook. So unless there is some special occasion, unless there will be some cancellation, if there is any cancellation, we are going to inform earlier. So if there is no any information or any notice that we cancel the live session, the live session will be still ongoing, either rain or shine. All right, so let me share out my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let us start with this euro dollar. We always start with this euro dollar. Okay, so guys, it's only 9 people on the live. Please share this out. I know because at here tomorrow is a public holiday because it's our National Day at Malaysia. So happy National Day to Malaysia. All right, for those who are from Malaysia here, happy National Day. So we are going to start with this euro dollar. So last week, I believe that on last week, we did mention that this euro dollar, this area is an important area for us to look for a sell signal, because what we see is that we can see that this is a downtrend formation on this euro dollar H4 chart. Okay, but when price is reacting near to this level, we did not see any bearish sign. All right, remember we need to see we need to see some bearish sign or bearish signal before we enter for a sell signal. That's why instead of, if you put a pending order at here, your stop loss will be somewhere around here, and the stop loss will be triggered because the bullish momentum is very strong after market is retesting this area. So on this week, what are we going to trade for this euro dollar is either a buy or a sell. So let us start with the daily chart. Okay, so on the daily chart, what we can read right here is that market is still in a very obvious uptrend. All right, many traders are expecting that market is going to form a head and shoulder, because what they see is that they see that, oh, this is a left shoulder and this is the head, and this will be the right shoulder. And many people are trying to sell here, or because they are expecting this to be a valid head and shoulder pattern, and they are expecting something like this. All right, so for me, this do work out sometime. All right, but not 10 out of 10. This might be working out for maybe 2 out of 10 or even 3 out of 10. That's why I don't really expect what market is going to happen. In fact, we only trade on what market is showing us. All right, if there's a losing trade, just accept the loss and move on. Okay, so back to the market direction on this week. So as long as market did not break this level, this is an important key level here, I'm still going to be looking for a buy trade. All right, because this is the nearest higher low of this entire uptrend, and as long as market did not break down of this level, market is still in a buy bias. So if we look on H4, what we can see at here is that market has actually do a sideway and break out at here. And if you put on our trend line, what we can see that market has also broken out the trend line in a very nice way. And what we can do, what we can expect on the following week or this week is that I'm expecting the market to retest this level, and this is the level where I'm looking for a buy trade. All right, this is the level where I'm looking for a buy trade. Okay, so on the euro dollar, we are still going to look for a buy order for this week. Let us move to the pound dollar. All right, so the pound dollar on last week, we have marked the previous market high at this level, and also there is an uptrend formation. So I believe we mentioned that when the trend line is broken, and we only trade after the trend line is broken and we tested this area. But look what happened on the market is that the trend line was not really broken. This is a very strong bearish engulfing candle. But right after the candle, we can see that the market just reversed back and back to the uptrend. All right, so let us clear this out. And if you look on the daily chart, market is still in an uptrend. All right, market is still in an uptrend because of this higher lows and higher high, and we can see that this is a new high being formed. So on this week, we just make everything as simple as possible. What we are going to do is that we're going to mark this level, the previous high, and this, and if we check and we move, and if we check to the left structure part of the market, we can see that this is also actually the previous resistance level of this pound dollar. And if we look on this 1 hour chart, this is even clearer. All right, and here. So what am I expecting is that we can also draw an uptrend trend line here. So what am I expecting is that we can expect, or we can wait for market to retest this level. All right, to retest this level about 1.32715, and this is the place where we look for a buy signal. All right, this is a place where we look for a buy signal. Do not try to counter the market, or do not try to sell the market when the market is in a very strong bullish bias. Let us look at the Aussie dollar. So last week, I mentioned that the Aussie dollar will be KIV because what we see is that market is still in a sideways market, where market is still ranging between the support and also resistance level. And this week, the breakout of this previous high has shown us that the fight between the bull and the bear has a final winner, which was the bullish power, the bullish momentum. Because on the daily chart, we can see that market has been retesting the previous top for 1 time, 2 time, and this engulfing candle just did not work out. Okay, so this week we still wait for the market to retest this neckline, and we just continue to buy on the market. And we can also see that this is also a bullish trend here. If we are looking at here, we are looking at the trend line here. Okay, so let us look on the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar has a pretty same behavior on what we have seen on the Aussie dollar. Okay, market was trying to break this previous low, and market has created a new lower high on last week. That's why on last week I was expecting that this pair is going to be weakened and it's going to be dropped. But unfortunately, I got my SL triggered on this pair. And what we can see is that on the daily chart, market just responded to this support zone here. We can see that there are some wick being rejected. There are some candle here being rejected. And on H4 chart, what we can see is that there's actually a change of the trend. Okay, how do we see a trend, the change of a trend? So initially we see that there's an uptrend moving on the market, and the uptrend trend line was broken and retested, and we have a downtrend starting to move. But at this point, market was unable to create a new low level, and in fact, market started to build up to create another new uptrend. So on this week, I will still need market to show me more confirmation before we go for a buy trade. Okay, but ideally, the best area for me to look for a buy trade is around here, which was previously a resistance level and now become the new support level. So these are the places where I'm going to look for a potential buy trade on H4 chart, which is around 0.66470 to 0.66181. So this zone has become a potential buy zone for me. So what do I need to see is that I need market to retest this area and fail to close below, or retest this area and we can see some bullish price action at this level before we go for a buy trade. This is for the New Zealand dollar. So let us have a look on the gold. So on gold last week, I did mention that overall market is still in a buy bias. All right, although you can have some profits, decent profits through shorting the market, but I do recommend we just stick to the direction of buying this pair. Okay, so on H4 chart, we can see that market was attempt to be in a sideways market as shown here. Sideways market, and we can see that there is a breakout. And on 1 hour chart, we can see that there is the first buy signal is at here. Market was not able to close below. So if market retests again 1953, you guys can go for a buy. All right, you can go for a buy, because if I look back at this chart, market is likely to retest this area again. It's about 2018 2018, and we have about 640 pips to go. So gold is a very nice pair to monitor for buy trade, but what we do is that we are trying to buy at the lowest price as low as we can. Okay, and let us move to the dollar pair, dollar yen. So on dollar yen last week, we keep in view because we did not see a clear direction. And on this week, I can see that this is the market structure is very nice to trade. Okay, because we can see from here, this is on a daily chart. The previous support zone has been turned to a valid resistance zone. All right, this zone, and market is still in a downtrend, pullback, downtrend, and pullback. So on H4 chart, what we can see is that at this daily SNR zone, market has also broken the H4 trend line. And once the trend line is broken, what we can do is that we can always expect market to form a new lower high, and from here, we are going to short the market. Okay, we are going to short the market from here. This is on the H4 chart, and on H1 chart, we can see this even clearer. So this is the H4 trend line being broken, and we are going to expect market to retest this trend line, and at here, we're going to short the market. So let's look at this Euro Yen. Euro Yen on daily chart. Okay, this is a bit tricky because I believe that many of you are going to enter for a sell trade here. All right, but for me, the sell trade is not valid yet, although we had the candle being rejected at the top. So let us move to the H4 chart. So many people will claim that this is a double, something like a double top, or something like a very strong SNR zone. So I did not say that this is not a strong zone, but we need to see back the overall market. The overall market has been in bullish since June. For 2 months, market is still in a bullish, still in a very strong bullish phase. So there are only 2 outcomes for this kind of trend reversal. It's either the market broke this previous low at here. It's either market broke this previous low at here to become a valid sell trend, or market is going to go sideways between this zone, meaning the market is going to be sideways between this zone until we see a valid breakout or valid breakdown. So for this Euro Yen, I'm not going to look for a sell trade unless this level is broken. All right, this is also a very strong SNR level. If I draw this out, you can have a very clear picture of this on the H4 chart. So unless this level is broken, I'm going to look for a sell trade. But if this level hold, I'm still going to buy the market. So in other words, I'm going to look for buy signal at this area. So I'm waiting for market to retest this SNR level, or sorry, to retest this support level, which is also confluences with the previous market structure low. And at here, I'm going to wait for a valid buy signal at here. All right, so let us have a look on the pound yen. So on the pound yen, this is also actually a valid buy signal. Okay, so if you look on the daily chart, the previous high was broken. And on the H4 chart, market attempt to do a lower low, but this was rejected by the resistance, or this was rejected by the support level at here. So this is a support level here. And if we draw the resistance level, the previous resistance has now become a new support level. And on H1 chart, what we can do is that we can always wait for market to retest this level. And at here, we go for a buy trade. Okay, so for pound yen, we are going to look for a buy. We do not look for sell. We look for buy trade. Okay, and for dollar Canadian pair, I mentioned from last week, this pair is still in a very strong bearish momentum. All right, although it's at the previous daily low or weekly low, but there are still lack of sign of a bullish or lack of sign of a trend reversal signal. We still did not see any sign of the trend that is going to change. So on this dollar Canadian pair, what we do is that we are still going to look for a sell trade. Okay, a sell trade. And if you look at the structure, the most or the nearest SNR is at here. So we are expecting market to retest this area, and we are going to look for a sell trade. Okay, we are going to look for a sell trade here. Many traders are confused by seeing this kind of single candle. Okay, let's say at here. Okay, many people are going to look for a buy here because they claim that, oh, this is a double bottom, and also there are some price action here, something like a morning star of a very strong bullish engulfing candle here. But we have our special way to identify market trend in a very accurate way. Okay, if you want to know how, PM us to join our mastermind course. Okay. Okay, the last pair for today, the New Zealand Canadian pair. So this pair I have been monitoring for few weeks. All right, so I'm trying to catch the sell signal at here, because what we see on the H4 chart is that market has been doing market has been doing a very obvious lower low and lower high. But based on last week bullish momentum, I can say that the overall trend for this pair is still an uptrend. Okay, so I'm still waiting for market to retest this area, and I'm going to look for a buy trade at here. So my target take profit is at the previous market structure high. So there's about 280 pips. All right, so thank you guys for joining me tonight. So if you have any question, just drop us a message or comment on the post here. We'll get back to you on either Facebook, or make sure that you have joined our Telegram channel or the Telegram group. Okay, so guys, have a good trading week and happy holidays for those who are in Malaysia. All right, good night.